When Paola and Benedetta from Latitudo proposed me to take part to these residencies, and then I spoke with Paulina and she explained better, the most interesting part for me was to work with a community. I mean, part of my process in different projects that I did is to work with communities. I love stories and I love to tell interesting stories. So I was super excited to get in touch with this community, to know why they're staying here, why they want to leave, what are the struggles that they're having, or like love stories, any kind of human part that is connected to this project. The first impression was interesting because we enter into the Korean community, but into the Polish community. So what we had to understand was what was the Korean part into this other community. So everything was new, not only the Korean like architecture, like this amazing restaurant, or the Korean signs, the colors, the vibe that they have. We also had to enter into the Polish one to understand what are the differences, what do they have in common, and in which way the Korean community is getting into or staying outside, and how these two cultures are also merging together in a certain way. My project focuses on the differences and on visual mostly. So I realized after taking a lot of pictures and doing this research, what I was watching is that what caught my attention was the Korean visual, mostly in Bielany neighborhood, also in the city centers. The Korean visual is full of colors, and there is this aesthetic of stickers everywhere, and also when you enter into a place there are sometimes a lot of television showing these K-pop events are super colorful, and the music, and it's a kind of colorful and crowded visual. Meanwhile in Bielany, the color that I've seen mostly is kind of gray. So there was this colorful and vibey Korean presence, but only in Korean businesses, and then there is no Korean presence in the public space. So that was something that I noticed in my picture actually. When I was shooting in the street, the Korean signs were not that visible, and so I was wondering, are these two communities meeting each other? I still don't have an answer. Actually, part of my project was also about family portraits. Since I've noticed that in the public space the Korean presence was not that visible, I wanted to enter into the private sphere of people and to understand if inside their living rooms, their kitchens, maybe there was something different. And I also wanted to compare the public space with the private. Korean people have strong gestures, like they speak a lot with a body language. When I went to their places, and I always took picture of Polish and Korean one in front of the other, doing having different body languages but saying the same stuff. The people didn't realize how much they explain, they speak with their body, and how different it is from another culture. I wanted to create this common vocabulary so that they started watching each other, started seeing each other, started focusing on how feelings, how you smile, how you react with the gestures. And I wanted to make it fixed with pictures. And actually, since I'm Italian and gestures are so important for us, was also putting a part of me into the project. So I was like, how am I into the project? I mean, I'm gonna make a project about a community, a Korean community who is living in the Polish community, but I'm not Korean, I'm not Polish. So I also want a part of me to be inside the project. And so this gesture thing was a good way to sum up. A story that I really liked is the story connected with this girl who was born in Korea, and she moved with a family when she was 8 months in I think in Krakow, but then they stayed there, and she had some problems connected with racism in the school and bullying, and then she moved to Wrocław, and she started studying in an international school, and suddenly the thing that she spent more time than other students in Poland became a game changer, because she was the mediator for this community, for these Korean people students and teenagers who just arrived and were lost. And now she's an English teacher in Korea, and she speaks perfectly Polish, German, and French, apart from Korean and English. And I think it's a really nice story on how she started from her struggles, and the difficulties became her strength. Poland has one of the biggest Korean community in Europe. So especially here, especially in Wrocław, I think it's easier to stay in the community. I can imagine these people arrive and stay for 6 months and 2 years, so you don't even have the time to go visiting, exploring, and most of these people are working a lot, so they cannot go outside and meet new people. I can imagine that traveling that much and constantly transforming your life can give people a sense of instability. The interesting part of this residency is that, summing it up, I got super fascinated by this culture, the Korean culture, and it didn't finish with some answers, but I finished these residencies with more questions. I'm more interested in it. I want to discover more. I started thinking, what about the Korean community in Vienna? Because I live in Vienna, and European people in Korea, that's also interesting. If they keep the same community sense, or maybe they prefer to stay more into to discover more and to try to be more included in the Korean society. I'm always interested about inclusion and how it works. So is it a matter of the people who are coming to another country, and how much is a matter of the country who's hosting foreigners and immigrants? We thought before starting the project that it would have been difficult to get that deep into the Korean community here. People were so open, and I think that I really loved was that every time we were speaking with them, we felt that we were taking something from them, you know, that we were taking information or things. And people constantly made us gift. Suddenly put us in another dimension and made us feel comfortable and made us perceiving them as open, and they wanted to host us and to speak with us. We felt super not only accepted but welcomed.